to use a training set to train the model, then we will be evaluate the performance of the model. So validation set, there are two sets of data, testing and validation. We all know that. So having only the training set and testing set is not enough. If you do many rounds of hyperparameter tuning. So the concept hyperparameter tuning is there are some parameters in which we are going to find out we are going to predict some values. Suppose if the values are not up to the mark or it is not correct, what we can do, we can tune the value of the parameters in order to increase the performance of a machine. So validation, we are doing that hyperparameter tuning is done in the validation set. Suppose if your model is not giving you the accurate result, or you want to improve the accuracy or improve the performance of a model, we can tune. Initially we will be setting some parameters, so we can tune or adjust the value of the parameters, etc. For say for example, the parameters can be the values like some formulas, or giving the input training set, so adjusting some values, etc. So you can select a small validation data to evaluate a model. Only after you get maximum accuracy, that's what I said. Parameter tuning is just tuning to get maximum accuracy output. So once you get maximum accuracy on the validation set, you make the testing set to come into picture. So the test set. So after validation, that test set, also called hold out set, model might fit the training data set perfectly. Okay. Then in order to assure that you select a sample for testing, that we cannot test the entire data set, right? Entire data set. So what we can do, we can select a sample of a testing set for your training set. Example, machine hasn't seen before. The data can be the machine hasn't seen before. So your test set should be large enough to provide the statistical meaningful results and can be representative of data as a whole. See, this is the entire flow of how to test and how to train. Train the model on training set and evaluate the model on validation set. So training, this job we are doing on training set, and evaluating we are doing it on the validation set. So both we are going to give tweak model. After the evaluation, we are going to give it to tweak model according to result on the validation set. Then see, after that it goes to the training the model on training set. This could be the cyclic action. So evaluation has been done, then train if the validation set, if you are not getting the proper accuracy, then again you can give it to the training model, improve the hyperparameter tuning values, then again test it and again give it to the validation set. So pick the model that does best on the validation set. See, there will be multiple values. So what we have to do is we need to check for the accuracy percentage, and the maximum accuracy value has to be selected as a best data set, best validation set. Okay, confirm the result on the test set is the final stage. Okay, confirm your result on test set. What is this tweak model? That's what, making some minor adjustment to a model and improve its performance or results. So in which these are all going to be the advantage. So training a model, testing the model, which means validation, evaluation has been done. Then after that final result we could get, right? So there are some of the drawbacks, that we can say the problems with testing the machine learning is quality assurance, whether the software work according to the requirements, whether is it giving you the accuracy more than expected. So that will be a question mark, the quality assurance, and identify the flaws, the defects and flaws during the development and in production. So some of the challenges in machine learning testing the models: lack of transparency, many models work like a black box. Inter uh, indeterminate modeling outcomes. Indeterminate modeling outcome. Many models rely on the random algorithm and do not produce the same model after training. So it needs retraining also. So generalizability model need to work consistently in circumstance other than the training environment. Unclear idea of coverage. There is no established idea or way to express the testing methods for machine learning models, and resource need continuous testing of ML model is resource and time. It's not an easy task testing entire the machine ML model. Testing machine model is even harder. Need to prepare your workflow or the steps for unexpected events as well while working with the dynamic inputs, and there may be some fluctuations in the inputs, black box models, and shifting the input output relationship. So for this following drawbacks, some best practices in software engineering can be suggested. Test after introducing a new component. Every time when a new component is introduced, test it, model or data, and after model, retrain it. Test before the deployment and production. Write the test to avoid the bugs in future testing machine learning model. So you can record it and keep it for the future reference. Okay, you also need to do some testing principles to the machine learning problem: robustness, interpretability, reproducibility. So that's all for today. Testing, how to test the ML model, what all the tests, unit tests, regression tests, these all the tests that have to be taken care, and the model has to be, they're testing, we are going to do training and testing, and testing part we have a validation test, evaluation test. So all these things has to make sure that you have to get more accuracy in the output. Thank you.